So, are you looking to relocate to Bryan-College Station and you're saying, I need amenities. I need to make sure I have a playground for my kids. And also, is there any areas that actually have pools that exist? But then you may ask the question, is there enough housing for me to be able to select from? Here in Southern Point, not only is I think one of the number one places that you need to check out, they have a good variety of houses to be able to pick from, and we'll look at a couple of them here in a second. So stay tuned. Welcome to my channel. Let's go check it out. Welcome back to my channel, Living and Investing in Bryan-College Station. So if you're looking to invest within the next 9 days, 90 days, or even 9 months, and you're trying to get an idea of where you want to live in a Bryan-College Station, make sure you subscribe and like our video so that you can continue to get proper notifications about just the different things that we're doing here in Bryan-College Station and the different homes and development that's going on. So right now I'm in Southern Point, and they have a great variety of national builders and local builders. And a couple things that I want to try to highlight today is a little bit of some of the building you see. Now, even behind me, you can see it's still a lot of land behind me. This neighborhood is supposed to have a total of 2,200 houses that's going to be built here, and they're not even halfway close. But I'm at a cul-de-sac as you first drive into the neighborhood of Southern Point, and you can be able to see a lot of these houses right now that are being built. Now, this is a national lender, and they have this whole street. One of the things you would notice is that certain builders have certain streets, and there's two parts of Southern Point. Now, in Southern Point, you'll have your national lenders who's going to maybe take up a street, and then you'll go to the back and you see some of the local lenders as well. So I'm going to go in and highlight one of these homes so you can kind of get an idea, and so you can be able to see the different layouts of what builders do offer in combination of layout of the homes and what they look like on the outside, and then kind of wrap it up from there and just say if you want to go with a national lender or a local excuse me, if you want to go with a national builder or a local builder, that all determines. So make sure you stay to the end so you can find ways to contact me and we can be able to find what's a good fit for you. All right, let's go. All right, so right now we're looking at some of the national builders. This is the Horton. So you can be able to see they have a great combination of that limestone and hardy plank combination as far as how they have their houses built on the outside. And so we'll take a look at this one floor plan just to get an idea so you can see the layout. Now, oftentimes when you come into these, this is like that study room. Now, if you're looking to build and you say, hey, I like this, but I want this to be like a carpet, that's where it's important to make sure you reach out accordingly so that when we do schedule and maybe have these houses mapped out for you, that we'll look at building some homes for you. Now, this here is a 4-bedroom, and you can see coming in here, just the layout of the room. Now, Horton does a great job of making sure you have ample space, and they generally have incentives that they update me on certain houses, and it does depend on when you're coming because they will give certain discounts to some of our clients, just depending on if you're moving soon or if you're a couple of months out, if you want to build. So that's why I always tell people, make sure you book a time with us. But you can kind of get an idea of the countertops, the cabinets, the flooring. Color of the flooring can be an option. Now, when you come in to from the garage, you have your washroom here, and then you'll go at the 2-car garage. Make sure you get right on, and that's that. And then we come inside of here, and we'll bust a corner, and then we'll go in the master bedroom. Then we'll go outside. So you can see you have 2 windows that's going to face the back. I always say that these houses Now this is fit a good queen size bed for you. Um, Double sinks, have both the tub and the shower insert. So if that's something that does matter to you, that's super important to make sure you mention. Good decent size walk-in closet. And if you've been renting and you're like, man, this looks much better, or you've been kind of looking at home for a while, it's a decent size closet. But we'll go, and of course, this is your living room set up here, and you have your kitchen so you can be able to watch TV and maybe do the dishes. But then a great interest to come into the house and having your groceries to the kitchen. So backyard. Now the unique thing about this is that you don't see the fence, and you see they're still literally in a phase. So just so you see, when they have grass, this is all dirt. And when they are building, they bring these squares of grass in. You can still see how it's still look like that, but over time it grows, and as it grows, it will just look like one complete sheet, in which is oftentimes what you'll see on some of these other homes. So these, you'll have a little bit over a quarter of acre lot, and you can see how some of them fences are going to look down there. But just the back view of this house, and then you can be able to go from the side. So I always like this area for a lot of things. I think if you're someone who wants to be able to rent, or excuse me, not rent, but get a rental property, I'll speak to that here in a second as we go to the front. I'll walk through here, and you can be able to see the rest of the homes back here. So what we're going to do next, before I speak on the rental properties, we're going to go further back, and we'll see other homes back there and see how they'll look different. And then we'll wrap up to just talk about whether you want to do with the local builders or the national builders. All right. All right. So right now I am on the backside of Southern Pointe and done a few layouts of Ranger homes. So I do want to let you see how modern more of these homes look here towards the back. And I just think sometimes the layouts could be a little bit more appealing to someone who wants something local and that's distinct, that stands out, that's a little bit different than probably what you've seen. Depending if you're living here or if you're relocating here, your style when it comes to Texas may be different. So the homes we looked at before, they are much more traditional type homes. And one of the things about Rangers, they've done a good job to give great modern looks within a good budget range. So I would say you'll be in the mid 300s up to 400s, just depending on bed counts, square footage, and obviously where you catch them in the stage. But we're going to take a look at this one behind me just so you can get an idea, and then we'll wrap up and talk about would this be a good rental property and why it would be. All right, let's go. All right, so standing right here on this front porch, on the sidewalk, excuse me, and you can be able to see they have some little bit of black roofing, customized party board plank and half brick, and you can see this area we're in, a lot of homes are more developed and a little bit more further back. So we'll take a look inside of here. Now I know they have a lot of the smart features, so you'll see the Ring camera that's right up front as we walk in. Has an okay porch. You walk in, good ceilings, real similar layout you'll see here is right when you walk in, but I like the glass see-through doors for those who work from home and maybe have kids or family that you want to make sure you do keep in contact, or sometimes it can be a playroom. One of my clients decided like, hey, if I want to have my kids in this area, they can do that in their home. That this layout was in a different part of the home, but those glass doors just allow for you to keep an eye out on anybody who's coming in and out. So let's go into the dining room and kitchen. And here you can see they have some good basic white. You have the gas stove that's real big here in Texas. And then you're going to have where the refrigerator would go. You can kind of get a layout of what that kitchen would look like. And then if I were to turn it around, you've kind of seen it already. This would be your living room area. Very open, very wide. So this dining room table will most likely go here. And never forget, you can be able to put some extra chairs right here in this area. You like to have friends and family over. Now, right over here, I think is real important to point out is that so when I'm coming in through the garage, this is great if you have groceries and you need to put them right here on the countertop. That's a constant thing that a lot of people ask me about, so I want to always highlight that. But then also you have your washer and dryer setup. Now you probably will have to have you don't have to have a front load on this one. You have front load or top, depending where you're at, but good decent size room. So as you come here, I like the hardwood floor, and the reason I like this is because the durability of it will last very long. And if you do need to change something, you can pop some out and just change that area instead of changing the whole thing. So this is the bedroom, decent size bedroom. This can be an entertainment room. This can be kids' room, as you have closet spacing for that. I like the built-in shelves inside of here because it just allows you to have extra room if you need to not have things on the ground. And then here is the second room. Now this is if you have a family, number one, this is probably a good layout for your kids, and they can be right next to each other, and then they have their own bathroom as well. So if I come inside out of here and I have this bathroom that kids can be able to share. Now, depending on when you reach out and see you have a smart feature there as well, depending on when you're reaching out, sometimes they have update me on certain things. If you need like a refrigerator or if you need blinds, that actually in this case is already here, that's good to have. But we'll come out and go into the master bedroom. Now the thing I like about this master bedroom is that it actually has just a hardwood floor. I think that is a plus just because for those people who just don't like to have carpet in your bedroom, right? Like it's something that you have to maintenance and keep up with. Then you have your his and her sink, and then you have your individual stall, but you still have your tub and your stand-up shower. So almost the telephone booth shower. But then I love this also, the closet have those built-in shelves that I do like, but also have the plank floor that makes it easier for you to maintain over time. Okay. Now up here is June where you have your internet. Now in this area they have Arrive, which is the name of the internet company, and they do have fiber. So let's wrap this up and determine a couple things when it comes to local and national builders and which will be a good fit. So right now I'm in a Ranger home that we just finished touring. So it's the second house. Now remember, Ranger home is one of those local builders that I was telling you about, and then you have also the national builders. Now we have some more regional builders, more like Bryan Homes or Gian Homes is who they was formerly known as, and then you also have Kaloya Homes, Stylecraft, and a lot of those are different builders based on style, price point, and even time frame. Because you may be someone who need move-in ready homes, and when you reach out, that's what we talk about. Or as opposed to you're just trying to get a good understanding of all the different builders that you have to select from, and then that was kind of my goal to highlight in this video. But a couple things that to keep in mind. So we talked about the amenities. This neighborhood has great amenities as well. And one thing I will say is that when you have some of these national lenders, regional and then local, I believe some of these local builders do a better job to making sure that they include everything. Like we had an experience with one of my actual clients that when it comes to internet providers, there's only one internet provider out here at the time of this video that's being recorded, and it's Arrive. And so some certain builders have to make sure the connection for fiber is already installed when you build this home. So if you're looking at a move-in ready home, certain builders have already included the cost to make sure that setup process will be easy for you. When you're locating here and you don't know anything about fiber, the internet, the amenities, any costs that's associated with it, you may fall in love with the house itself, but you may not know to ask those potential questions. And that's why I always like to get an intro call done so I can understand what are your needs, what are you wanting, and sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes you may have the mom who's more hands-on when it comes to a lot of those details. Sometimes you have the dad, and sometimes if you're single, you just want to make sure you get a good deal, but as well want to think about all the specifics when it comes to moving to a new neighborhood. And also, one thing I want to keep in mind is that if you're someone who say this house is maybe my first house, or this will be a rental house, I think this is a great area because number one, this is where a lot of people come to first, these type of neighborhoods where you have neighbors, you have amenities, and if you have families who are relocating for work purposes or and they don't know where they want to land, they will come to these type of areas just to get familiar, drive around town, ask questions, get to know people before they determine, hey, I want to go build in this neighborhood in Bryan or this neighborhood in College Station or even outside. So and like say for this house you see right behind me, I love that the master bedroom floor and it's a vinyl plank. One thing that I learned, if you have vinyl plank in most of your home, that is a good thing to keep in mind for a rental, just because people who want to rent houses, you just don't know what people are going to do. And so what I found out is that it's easier to change certain parts of the floor than to have to replace the full carpet. So just keep that in mind if you're someone who say, hey, I'm thinking about the investing side of it because this is living and investing in Bryan-College Station. So I want to continue to give that perspective to help you get a better idea of what is offered here in Bryan-College Station. So that is it. I thank you for watching this video. I thank you for taking the time with me and just looking at the different builders here in the area, specifically local versus the national builders, and see which one is a good fit for you. So if you've seen this video and you made a decision or you maybe have some more detailed questions, make sure below there is a link where you can book a time with us, and it's a questionnaire that you can be able to fill out to understand where you're at in the process to see how we can help. So I thank you for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe and like so that we can continue to update you on the different homes that's going to be available or even neighborhoods and maybe questions that you end up having that I want to make sure I highlight for you if you're thinking about coming to the Bryan-College Station area. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.